There we go. Thursday Night Live Q&A. So if this is while this is happening, if you have any questions, drop them below. Let's see, but the two questions we had were, should I be eating or how much dairy if for fat loss? Now, here's the thing about dairy. Dairy doesn't indicate fat loss or fat gain, but it can be highly inflammatory, which could be a lot of bloating, which could then lead to weight gain. But on the second piece of that, fat loss is calorie deficit is calorie deficit. So a lot of people may cut out dairy in order to cut calories out. So it's not necessary. However, you may feel better without dairy. So I limit my dairy because my body doesn't respond well to dairy. That doesn't mean that everyone has to. So dairy is and is not a factor in fat loss. Calorie deficit over sustained time is a factor. And the second piece was alternate sources of protein, non-meat. First of all, let's talk about how much protein we're having and whether or not we actually need that much more. So if we're a 150-pound person and we need 0.7 to 1 grams of protein per body weight, are we getting 100 grams of protein, which is about 100 grams would be 2/3, which is pretty close to 75%. So if you're looking at 125 grams, that's pretty easy to get with 4 eggs, a protein shake, 6 ounces of chicken. You know, we're close. I think I built that thing that was 155 grams that was on the board. The other way that you can substitute protein would just be protein powder. That's a super easy way. There's non-whey protein powders that we like. And then now, if you are okay with dairy, that's a good source of protein, but it's also a good source of fat. Other things that are sneaky with protein are seeds, seeds and beans. Be aware.
Right, be aware
of carbohydrate intake. Again, it's all about calories in, calories out. So
always adding like some egg whites to, like, we get cartons of eggs, so if you add egg whites to your eggs, that always like helps a lot. I don't know why I'm like blinking right now.
There's lots of combinations. Just Google complete vegetarian protein sources, and there's like, you can find 1,000 graphics over things you can combine to make protein sources. Another thing that has a lot of protein into it,
like
different, like if you look at whole grains, oat bran, oatmeal. But if you look at oat bran with like chia seed and flaxseed, there's a lot of protein between those things combined together. But really, it shouldn't be very hard to get the protein you need out of minimal dairy or minimal processed food.
Right.
Eggs are definitely the easiest way, because if you have 3 eggs in the morning and you're at like 3 times 8, it's 24 grams, but then say you cook like a full cup of egg whites later on, like a pre or post workout, that's like another 30 grams of protein inside of a cup of egg whites.
Yeah.
That's already 60 grams. So it's pretty easy to get there with the protein.
Yeah. And then we did have one more question. Do you have a protein shake after workout if you're going to eat dinner an hour and a half after you finish your workout? I think that
it depends. Yep. So if your dinner is getting you enough protein and carbs and calories to replenish your workout and for you to go to bed not starving, then you don't need the protein shake. If it's going to be more than 90 minutes from the time you finish lifting until you have your meal, then you might want to have a protein shake. If the meal plus the protein shake puts you over in calories, then choose one or the other one. But the only time that it has to happen immediately after your workout, within an hour, and it's mainly carbohydrates, so 40 grams of carbs, 20 grams of protein, somewhere around there, is if you're trying to build muscle.
Yeah.
But if you're doing it for fat loss, then it doesn't really matter.
Yeah. I would also, like, I guess I would just play around with, like, if you're starving or you feel, like, super weak, then you kind of know, like, if you need to add something, if you don't really know what the calories are.
Yeah,
then
but
But you just have to kind of play around with it.
But no matter
see how
what,
you feel.
fat loss is just creating a deficit over a sustained amount of time. So
Right. Yeah, and I don't think this was a fat loss question.
yeah,
So.
if you're looking at optimizing your strength training sessions and your muscle building and your recovery, then you want to get protein carbs in as soon as possible, and then have your dinner after that.
Yeah.
Okay, that's about it. We're going to jump off of here. Announcements: September 28th, sticker party plus breakfast. October 10th will be.
October 20th?
October 20th will be.
Oh, October 7th, Carb Cycling Challenge. I'm sorry.
Carb Cycling Challenge, October 7th. That'll be a $100 buy-in, and we're going to help you guys learn how. The basic rule is for this challenge, for one, you have to have accountability for challenges to make it proper. That's just, I can tell you what to do, but you know you won't do it unless there's accountability. So people plus cash equals accountability. Carb cycling plus metabolic flexibility will be eating carbs only on workout days and then taking those carbs and eating them pre and post exercise. That will be the challenge, and we're going to help you learn how to do that, what type of carbs to eat, the amount to eat, and when to eat. That's what the challenge is going to be.
Yeah.
And then we have hike and tacos on the 20th.
Tacos on the 20th.
You get to see that how that works. Go hike, have tacos. That's metabolic flexibility. We're not saying use exercise as a punishment for food,
Right.
but that's how this challenge will work. The days
like
you work
a
out, eat
more
carbs.
optimal
Days
time
you don't,
to eat it.
you don't eat carbs.
Right.
That's one of the easiest ways to hack calories, is just to have carbs on workout days.
Yeah.
Really, it's one of the easier ways to do it. And then metabolic flexibility is your ability to burn fat or use carbohydrates as fuel. And the easiest way to learn how to do that is to only have your carbohydrates pre and post exercise, so that you teach your body to use carbohydrates more efficiently. Insulin sensitivity is another piece of that.
Yeah.
This is one of the ways to help build that insulin response, carbohydrate, fat, fuel source stuff, pre and post exercise.
How to use the carbs.
Old school bodybuilding stuff for long time. 10, 20, 30 years of people eating carbs before and after exercise, so it's proven.
Yeah, and then it'll just kind of, after you learn how to do it, it'll just kind of naturally fall into that, because you'll know, you feel your body needing not as many carbs on the days that you're not working out, because
you didn't do anything.
Yeah.
That's about it. If you have any questions, we'll reach them. We'll try to do this. We can't do it next week because next Thursday
we're gonna be gone.
We will be
in Monument Valley.
Monument Valley at sunset next Thursday.
But I'm sure I'll be posting pictures.
Yeah, so follow Dana Prevail on Instagram, because her stories will be blowing up.
Blowing up.
See ya.
Bye.